was going to ask if this is the future. This is clearly a subway station. I have never been into engineering or architecture. What? Or architecture. What? Architecture. There you go. At all, but I've always found it fascinating. Not enough to get involved with it, but just enough to be impressed with it every time I see it. And then, like, war. You frequently hear how war is like a gigantic metaphor for sex. Sex controls the emotions of men in particular. That little snippet did nothing to deter me from that thought process. I'm assuming we've built a fucking wonderful society. Or at least, a flashy one. Like a futuristic Times Square. That is trippy as balls. Representative of the clock. Notice the circle configuration quite a bit. That's now and again. Or eyes, pay attention. I'm with you. Bit uppity, but I agree with the sentiment. That was so pretentiously put that I loved it. Jesus. just like him in the cast of that picture. I must say, I said it before, discussing Nazi uniforms, but that jacket, Goebbels' guy, is clean as fuck. Ain't it? Just me? Enough. I'm sure you're more concerned about the message, which the jacket is clean. I ain't gonna hold you. Come on, man, look at that. That outfit is kind of ass.
Am 30. Januar dieses Jahres wurde die neue Regierung der nationalen Konzentration gebildet. Der Kampf gegen den Marxismus wurde damals zum ersten Mal zu einem Kampfziel erhoben. Wir wollen nicht liegen und wollen nicht spenden. Ich habe deshalb es abgelehnt, jemals vor dieses Volk hinzutreten und billige Versprechungen zu geben. Es kann niemand hier gegen mich aufstehen und zeigen, dass ich je gesagt habe, der Wiederaufstieg Deutschlands sei nur eine Frage von wenigen Tagen. Von der Liebe zu diesem meinen Volk und hege felsenfest die Überzeugung, dass eben doch dann einmal die Stunde kommt, in der die Millionen, die uns heute verfluchen, hinter uns stehen und mit uns begrüßen werden dann das gemeinsam geschaffene, mühsam erkämpfte, bitter erworbene neue deutsche Reich der Größe und der Ehre und der Kraft und der Herrlichkeit und der Gerechtigkeit. Amen.
That's a pretty good goddamn speech. It's rather animated. I mean, every time you see Hitler, any type of documentary like thing, he's always rather animated. But in a wider, that's clean. In a wider context, you can see he was not nuts. Well, you know what I mean. It was artistically, ironically done.
The secret of propaganda is to simplify complex or complicated things, to make them as simple as possible, as simple that even the less ingenious man can understand what I mean. Simplify. And then, if you had found the form which tells a complicated thing in the simplest way, when you have found this form, then, secondly, repeat it every day. Simplify and repetition. That's the secret of modern propaganda.
Nosferatu. I was trying so hard to think of his fucking name. I know it's not Dracula, but I kept wanting to say Dracula. I love the parallels of this. It gets more heavy-handed as we go.
Diese Erscheinung aus dem deutschen Leben beseitigt sein würde.
shadow. That's a great shot. The more I watch this, and I've had these thoughts for a while, the more concerned I am about my own country, present day. How easy it is to slip into this. I'm a little concerned. I keep putting it off like there's no way it's going to happen. It's 2025. But, yeah, I'm a little concerned. Ain't gonna hold you. By a little, I mean, great shot. Very concerned.
Meine Kommilitonen, deutsche Männer und Frauen, das Zeitalter eines überspitzten jüdischen Intellektualismus ist nun zu Ende. Der Durchbruch der deutschen Revolution hat auf dem deutschen Weg wieder die Gasse freigemacht. Und deshalb tu dir gut daran, um diese mitternächtige Stunde den Ungeist der Vergangenheit den Flammen anzuvertrauen. Das ist eine starke, große und symbolische Handlung. Eine Handlung, die vor aller Welt dokumentieren soll. Hier sind die geistige Grundlage.
Jesse Owens. Smoked. While performance has significantly improved with nutrition, just the evolution of human body, workout techniques, it's strange to see how much technique has changed. And then the movie, well, the overall message of the movie. Just look at the way people ran, did the pole vault. Even techniques have changed. What imagined result oriented. The high jump. The pole vault hasn't changed all that much. It's not to the civilian eye. That looked fantastic. Sorry, I'm taking a couple notes. The fact that the Volkswagen didn't go under isn't really even associated with any negative connotations of Germany is astonishing. That's not funny. I mean, it is funny. Come on. This is the way it was edited. That was perfectly done. This big build-up, sweet music. Dummy gets ready to speak. It goes off the rails.
Last night, groups of cheering Nazis tore up the borderline posts along the Austrian-German border to signify that it is now but one nation. Adolf Hitler, after a tiring day, slept in the Imperial Hotel within a block of the Art Academy, which years ago refused to accept him as a student. Meantime, former Chancellor Kurt Schuschnigg, the resigned premier, refused to leave Austria when he was told he was free to go where he liked, but that his 11-year-old son, Kurt, must remain as a hostage as a pledge of his father's discretion.
Absolutely, fuck that.
Here's a bulletin from Paris. Premier Léon Blum's new cabinet made plans today to speed up the French rearmament program to meet the threat caused by Germany's annexation of Austria. You are listening to a special broadcast bringing you the latest news from abroad in the European crisis.
Als Führer und Kanzler der deutschen Nation und des Reichs melde ich vor der deutschen Geschichte nunmehr den Eintritt meiner Heimat in das Deutsche Reich.
The Czechoslovak Shortwave Station Praha, OLA5E, has just broadcast an address by Dr. Edvard Beneš, President of the Czechoslovak Republic. You will now hear the English translation of this speech.
I speak to you in a moment of international difficulties, the most serious since the World War. In these critical moments, I speak to you of ourselves, of our position in the midst of this disturbed world, and I speak to you all, to the Czechs and the Slovaks, to the Germans, and to the other nationalities.
The Prime Minister has sent to the German Führer and Chancellor the following message. In view of increasingly critical situation, I propose to come over at once to see you, with a view to trying to find a peaceful solution. I propose to come across by air, and am ready to start tomorrow.
Already? When I was a little boy, I used to repeat, if at first you don't succeed, try again. That's what I'm doing. When I come back, I hope I may be able to say, as Hotspur says in Henry IV, out of this nettled danger, we pluck this flower safely. the settlement of the Czechoslovakian problem, which has now been achieved, is, in my view, only the prelude to a larger settlement in which all Europe may find peace. This morning, I had another talk with the German Chancellor, Herr Hitler. And here is the paper which bears his name upon it as well as mine. Some of you perhaps have already heard what it contains, but I would just like to read it to you. We, the German Führer and Chancellor, and the British Prime Minister have had a further meeting today and are agreed in recognizing that the question of Anglo-German relations is of the first importance for the two countries and for Europe. We regard the agreement signed last night and the Anglo-German naval agreement as symbolic of the desire of our two peoples never to go to war with one another again.
Absolutely. Oh, that aged terribly.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin. Moscow, Germany, and Russia today signed a non-aggression pact. They have agreed that neither country would declare war against one another and that neither one would come to the aid of a third party in case either nation was attacked.
You will now hear a statement by the Prime Minister.
I am speaking to you from the Cabinet Room at 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany. You can imagine what a bitter blow it is to me that all my long struggle to win peace has failed. Yet I cannot believe that there is anything more or anything different that I could have done and that would have been more successful.
Well, he put that so flatly.
Up to the very last,
It's jarring.
it would have been quite possible to have arranged a peaceful and honorable settlement between Germany and Poland. But Hitler would not have it. He had evidently made up his mind to attack Poland whatever happened. And although he now says he put forward reasonable proposals which were rejected by the Poles, that is not a true statement. His action shows convincingly that there is no chance of expecting that this man will ever give up his practice of using force to gain his will. He can only be stopped by force. And we and France are today, in fulfillment of our obligations, going to the aid of Poland, who is so bravely resisting this wicked and unprovoked attack upon her people. And now that we have resolved to finish it, I know that you will all play your part with calmness and courage.
At such a moment as this, the assurances of support which we have received from the Empire are a source of profound encouragement to us. I sought an audience of the King this evening and tendered to him my resignation, which His Majesty has been pleased to accept. His Majesty has now entrusted to my friend and colleague, Mr. Winston Churchill, the task of forming a new administration on a national basis. And in this task, I have no doubt he will be successful.
Here, I have at the very least conflicting reports about Hitler's strategic prowess. I mean, there's no confusing him with a fucking Clausewitz or Sun Tzu, but I do wonder why the reports are so varied. Some say he's competent, some say he was an idiot. Everybody seems to agree he was paranoid towards the end. I'm thoroughly curious. Joseph.
What General Weygand has called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin. The whole fury and might of the enemy must very soon be turned on us. Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war.
Let's see what that said. 140 short, I got that part. 70, I think that's what I said.
You get any of the batters? Yes, I got a Messerschmitt 109 in Adonia. Oh, good show.
Und unser deutscher Stahl auf die Not meistern. Deutschland, sieg heil!
If our will is strong enough, then nothing can fail. Germany, siegt heil.
last time that I broadcast a message was at Halifax, Nova Scotia, during our visits to Canada. The world was then at peace, and for 7 happy weeks we had moved in an atmosphere of such goodwill and human kindliness that the very idea of strife and bloodshed seemed impossible. The recollection of it still warms my heart and gives me courage. I speak today in circumstances sadly different. Women of all lands yearn for the day when it will be possible to set about building a new and better world, where peace and goodwill shall abide. That day must come. Meantime, to all of you in every corner of the empire who are doing such fine work in all our services, I would give a message of hope and encouragement.
200 oder 300 oder 4.000 Kilogramm Bomben wirft, dann werfen wir jetzt in eine Nacht 150, 180, 230, 300. Wir werden in ihre Städte ausradieren.
Here is the midnight news. Up to 10 o'clock, 175 German aircraft had been destroyed in today's raids over this country. Today was the most costly for the German Air Force for nearly a month.
Damn, that fast? Not the war. Stop.
Das Reichsministerium für Volksaufklärung und Propaganda. Reichsminister Dr. Goebbels verliest die Proklamation des Führers. Sie enthüllt zum ersten Mal vor der ganzen Welt die Verschwörung zwischen London und Moskau gegen Deutschland. Der Führer zieht nach monatelangem Schweigen nunmehr in 12. Stunde die noch einzig mögliche Konsequenz mit den Worten: Ich habe mich entschlossen, das Schicksal und die Zukunft des Deutschen Reiches wieder in die Hand unserer Soldaten zu legen. Im Anschluss an die Verlesung der Proklamation des Führers gab der Reichsminister des Auswärtigen von Ribbentrop, von Beifall unterbrochen, zum ersten Mal der in- und ausländischen Presse die deutsche Note an die Sowjetunion bekannt.
Spread awfully thin, sir. All right. Well, I enjoyed that more than I thought I would. When you hear it's a movie, essentially, without any, like, written dialogue or It's a documentary, essentially. Though I did find the Nosferatu and Hitler analogy quite well done. And I popped several times, most notably as things went to shit. It was kind of perfect. Maybe a bit long. I know I've been saying that about a lot of things recently. I just have a philosophy of cutting fluff. Like I'd rather be I was gonna say too short and too long. That has connotations I would rather not delve into. If I'm gonna miss, I would rather, if you're Cinderella, so to speak, I'd rather fucking mistime it by leaving at 11:59 rather than 12:01. If that makes any sense. Well, that was really well done. I thought the music fit in perfectly. I'm not sure how much is going to be able to stay up in the YouTube version. I'm hoping most of it, because I think it's necessary to the story. Yeah, the movie was really well done. I thought you could feel the heaviness of everything involved, which is the only thing I ever ask for a documentary, is if you could please nail the tone, that would be great. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Thank you kindly. Post your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe.